From the Convergence Studio in the School of Communication, this is Loyola News Chicago.
Hello, and welcome to Loyola News Chicago. I'm Elaine Davis.
And I'm Julie Williams. Here's the news. Chicago's Catholic community is mourning its longtime leader. This week, Chicago has been saying goodbye to the late Cardinal Francis George. Katrina Lim shows us how Loyola is remembering the Cardinal and his legacy.
Folks took time out of their busy day to attend a memorial mass for the late Cardinal Francis George. The mass was held here at Loyola's Madonna della Strada, and we asked folks, how do they remember the late Cardinal George?
I've seen him be very kind, between the time I met him and what he's done for the Archdiocese of Chicago and what he's done for individual community members.
I felt that I should at least offer some prayers for him and say thank you, for his service. He had a very nice laugh and he had very nice things to say, and I could see that he was a really, really nice man, and I do feel kind of inspired by him to keep on the faith.
Well, it seems like people have some really fond memories of Cardinal George. He served the Catholic community for 17 years and died at the age of 78 after his long battle with cancer. Katrina Lim, Loyola News, Chicago.
George will be buried in his family's plot at All Saints Cemetery in Des Plaines. He's been succeeded by Archbishop Blaise Cupich.
The funeral mass for Francis Cardinal George concludes 3 days of memorial for the former Chicago Archbishop. The memorials included visitations open to the public, prayers, hymns, and overnight vigils. The cathedral, blocks away from our studio, was visited by people throughout the Archdiocese and Chicago area to pay their respects for Chicago's former Archbishop. He served for 7 years before he resigned this past November for health reasons. As Archbishop of Chicago, the Cardinal served as the president of the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops from 2007 until 2010. Cardinal George was beloved by many and was seen as very traditional. We asked Brian Schmisick from Loyola's Institute of Pastoral Studies about the legacy the Cardinal left.
He proclaimed a strong Catholic identity. Some people called it an evangelical Catholicism, so that he was really focused on issues of Catholic identity. And when he saw those that might be waning, he would typically step in and clearly demarcate what is Catholic and what isn't Catholic.
Schmisick noted that during the Cardinal's life, he was also motivated to serve the less fortunate.
Someone who reaches out to the poor and who wants to serve the poor. And that's what motivated him as a young priest, is that he wanted to serve the poor. And in many ways, that's central to the Christian mission, and it has a lot of affinities with the Jesuit mission, of course.
Cardinal George also left a legacy at the Loyola's Lakeshore campus, where he dedicated the St. Joseph College Seminary right across from the Mertz Residence Hall.
Here at Loyola, the Wellness Center is doing what it can to raise awareness for Sexual Assault Awareness Month. And we looked at some of the ways Loyola helps to make campus safe for students. The Wellness Center says even though April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, it tries to raise awareness every month of the year.
And April is almost over and summer is just around the corner, but Loyola students will have to get their finals out of the way first. Students all over campus have been hitting the books and studying. This semester will be the first time that Loyola's final exams all fall in 1 week. Wednesday is still a study day, but students will have more exams per day. While some students are grateful to get everything out of the way, some are still worried about what it means for the rest of the student body.
It's condensed, and I'd say I'd kind of prefer it that way, just because after a certain date I know I can relax and I have nothing else to do. I don't have to worry about any more finals or studying anymore. So
it's not as bad in the beginning of the week, but then as you start to think, oh, I have to study for this final and this final, and oh, then wait, I have this class. Oh God, it plays like a mental game with you, and then you're like stressed because you're stressed.
The Sullivan Center has tutoring for students who want help, and the Information Commons will have extended hours during the week. As the school year comes to a bittersweet end, Loyola's Water Tower campus hosts their yearly event to help students relax before finals. It was a beautiful day to have this annual spring block party. The Water Tower campus is known for having block parties at the beginning of each fall semester and at the end of the spring semester. The block party gives students and staff a chance to eat free food and sit outside with their friends. This year they had 5 local eateries such as Epic Burger and Lou's to cater the event. In order to have this fun event, Loyola closes off part of Pearson and Wabash to allow enough space for students to enjoy themselves.
I think just like having all the food that like Loyola has to offer, like from the Lakeshore campus and like from down here, is kind of fun just to have like Felice's and Epic Burger and kind of like get everyone like having the community and the food. I really liked the food.
My favorite part is definitely the free food, because who doesn't love free caramel apples, and that it's really nice out today and it's just a really good day.
My favorite part was being able to come downtown for one last time and enjoy myself before stressing about finals.
My favorite part is the free food.
Loyola hosts a block party twice a year, early in the fall semester and late in the spring.
The rising cost of higher education is an issue that haunts lots of college students. Lauren Smith tells us how one mom is getting a head start.
28-year-old Stephanie Evans is a single mother living on the southeast side of Chicago. Her son Jaden is 5 years old, and Stephanie can already tell that he loves being around people. But while Jaden is busy being a social butterfly, his mom stays focused on 2 things: making sure he's safe and putting money into his account to save up for college.
My rule in my house is whatever you find, you keep. Just don't go in my purse.
This game of finding and keeping loose change around the house has made Jaden excited about saving money. Starting next school year, Jaden will also get $5 for every A on his report card.
Now we have challenges where I say, well, whatever you save for this month, I will match that and put it in your account.
So far, Jaden and his mom has saved $5,000. But Stephanie is worried that the little things they are doing now to save will not be enough. One popular way students can balance the higher cost of education is to enroll in a community college for the first 2 years of school. Mark Hoystemeyer of Moraine Valley in Palos Hills says more students are attending community colleges and go on to transfer to a 4-year university.
Over about the last 5 years, more and more students and their parents, but particularly the students, are realizing that community college, for example, Moraine Valley, is their first choice.
Stephanie says the lower cost of community colleges is something she will consider when it's time to send her son to college. But as for now, she says, it's her job to make sure that Jaden is ready for kindergarten. Lauren Smith, Loyola News Chicago.
Stephanie told us Jaden was recently accepted into kindergarten school at the University of Chicago. He starts school in September. Lane, I don't know about you, but I could not take my eyes off Jaden. Oh, he's adorable. So
yes,
cute.
That whole family seems so sweet, and best wishes to them. Coming up on Loyola News Chicago, a group of students is setting out to make Loyola carbon neutral by the year 2020.
And we have more on the Loyola golf cart that made news last week. More on that when we come back.
I had a really good time tonight.
Me too.
Give me your wallets and no one gets her.
Sir, we don't want any trouble, please.
Empty your pockets.
Wow. Those knitting lessons really paid off.
A big victory for the men's volleyball team last weekend as they prepare for the MIVA Championships. Joaquin has more in sports.
Thanks, Lane. The 4th-ranked men's volleyball team easily defeated the 10th-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes in a 3-set sweep to end the regular season. Thomas Jeske led the Ramblers with 16 kills and 12 digs, earning him his 6th double-double of the season. In fact, just hours ago, Jeske was named the MIVA Conference Player of the Year for the 2nd consecutive season. The outside hitter led the conference in kills and aces per set and was 2nd in hitting percentage. He and Peter Hutz were named to the all-conference first team, while Cody Caldwell and Jeff Jendrick received second-team honors. The Ramblers begin their quest to repeat as MIVA champions on Friday when they host Quincy in the quarterfinals. The semifinals will take place on April 29th and the championship on May 1st. A former top 100 high school men's basketball player has transferred to Loyola from Big 12 tournament champions Iowa State. Point guard Clayton Custer will join the men's basketball team in 2016 after sitting out a year due to NCAA transfer rules. Once the 3rd best point guard out of the state of Kansas, Custer played just under 6 minutes a game for the Hawkeyes, averaging just a point a game. He was named Kansas's Gatorade Player of the Year in high school after averaging 19 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. Coach Moser says the signing is huge for the basketball program's growth. Football fans, the NFL Draft is rapidly approaching, and it will be the big event in the Windy City next week. It's the first time the draft has been in Chicago in 50 years. Here are a few things you need to know about it. The draft goes from Thursday, April 30th to Saturday, May 2nd in the Auditorium Theater at Roosevelt University. That's also the location of Draft Town for fans, with all kinds of activities and a chance to meet players. It's billed as the ultimate football fan experience. Tickets are no longer available for the areas of the actual draft, but you can get into Draft Town and admission is free. Also, be aware of street closures in the area. And in the meantime, you can find giant helmets for your favorite NFL team at Pioneer Court next to Tribune Tower. Fans have already been having fun taking pictures and wandering around the display of helmets from all 32 NFL teams. That looks like fun even if you don't make it to the actual draft. There will be food, live music, and player autographs throughout the event. Also, for kids still aspiring to be NFL pros someday, there will be clinics on football fundamentals. It certainly sounds like a great time.
It does. I actually entered the lottery to try to win tickets, but I wasn't chosen. But I do still want to attend Draft Town. It looks like a lot of fun.
It's going to be a great time, for sure.
Thanks, Joaquin.
No problem.
A student initiative is aiming for Loyola to be carbon neutral by 2020. The university is already taking actions towards becoming more eco-friendly, but Mats Valo reports a student group that's asking, are they doing enough?
The last several years, Loyola University has been working on several initiatives to reduce its carbon footprint, most recently banning water bottles from campus to reduce the use of plastic. And for the last 7 years, the shuttle buses has been running on biodiesel. Today we're asking, is the university doing enough to make a better tomorrow?
From what I've read, we're one of the best.
Yes, I think we are doing enough to become an eco-friendly society or whatever.
But James Johnson is a part of the student organization Loyola 2020 that wants the university to become even more eco-friendly.
I think Loyola can do a lot more to be more environmentally sustainable. Something we don't talk about on this campus is the fact that our carbon footprint has gone up for the past 2 years.
According to Loyola's own numbers, the Water Tower and Lakeshore campus are responsible for adding over 70,000 metric tons of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere every year. That's like burning 8 million gallons of gasoline.
Loyola 2020 believes the university as an institution can make significant steps towards a better tomorrow.
The birth of Loyola 2020 came about because this is a really urgent issue. Climate change is happening, and we need to do things right now in order to really impact tomorrow.
The students are clear on their demands, but is the university administration ready to take action?
The university is committed to it and we do it through educating our students, getting faculty and staff involved, whether through research or taking actions within their area.
Working out of the Environmental Sustainability Building on Lakeshore campus, the student group with approximately 100 followers are working to build a collection with the university. Mats Valo, Loyola News, Chicago.
Father Garanzini and his cabinet said they will be taking up the issue, but no date has been set.
Last week, we brought you the story about the out-of-control golf cart on campus. Jessica Edwards found out students' reactions to the viral video.
I was sent the video over a Facebook message, and it only had like 6 or 7 views on it, and it was really funny.
I first heard about it because it was all over social media. People kept tweeting about it, and it was on Facebook, and people kept sharing this guy's video.
I found out because I was coming out of Damon, and I saw it happening right in front of my eyes, actually, and I took videos as well.
I didn't see the video, but I did hear about it. It happened like over here. I just know like some ball cop was like smacking it. That's all I know.
Well, she sent me the video, but then also I saw it in class. Our teacher pulled it up right when I got there, and I was like, what's happening? It's just on YouTube already. I thought it was demented. I was terrified when I was there.
And I think the 2 cops trying to put it down was probably the best part.
Luckily, nobody was hurt in the incident, and it provided a great way to get a few laughs right before finals week. As you can see, this area is clear of any golf carts for now, and I'm sure campus safety would like to keep it that way. Jessica Edwards, Loyola News Chicago.
Julie, I can't believe it got so many views so quickly.
Oh, I know. Last week that video was killing me. I was laughing so hard when we found it. It's too funny.
I know. I do know one thing. I'm just glad I wasn't the one in charge of trying to stop it.
All right, well, coming up in our Loyola News Extra, see how 2 young students found success in an unlikely place.
And how a group of bike-loving teens cope with an unwelcoming surprise that clouds their future.
That was nuts. It's crazy.
That was fun.
Crazy. You got some killer dance moves. You're tearing up that dance floor.
You weren't too by yourself.
Nah, I try. So what are you trying to do now? I don't live too far. Go back to my place, have a beer?
I'm down. Let's do it.
Yo! What's up, Brandy? Crazy seeing you here.
Oh, what's up? How you been?
Nothing, just some slapjacks. Probably just gonna head home and kick it. Yeah, so who do we have here?
Oh, my bad, dude. We just met. This is Stacy.
Nice to meet you. Yo, Brandy, you might want to double check who you're bringing home tonight. She might not be who you think she is.
What are you talking about? She's beautiful. All right, step aside, homie. I'm gonna go home, enjoy the rest of my night. Stacy, let's go.
Are you ready for that fun surprise tomorrow morning? Know Your Limits, sponsored by the state of Illinois.
Many social service programs have taken a severe blow over Governor Rauner's recent budget cuts. Zuchi Guo has more on a youth employment program that just lost its entire funding.
Oscar Rivera is the coordinator of Bikes and Roses, a nonprofit bike shop in Albany Park. It was operating under a state grant of $276,000 to teach teens from low-income families how to fix bikes and pay them for their work.
And when you take it out, this will start moving. It doesn't move.
These are families in poverty, essentially. So the idea is that we're not only supplying this youth with all these training and skills, but also with money to take home to the family that obviously needs it.
The teens were working for $9 an hour, 15 hours a week. But with Governor Rauner's recent budget cut, Bikes and Roses lost its grant and had to lay off 50 teens. Kenneth Alicarte is one of them.
While I was working, I usually saved the money and had put it aside for college. And since the budget cut, I wouldn't be able to do that as much, and it makes things harder for my parents.
Now Rivera is the only mechanic, salesman, and tutor in the bike shop. But it's difficult for him to train the teens like he used to.
I might start teaching you something, and then 5 customers come in the door, and then I disappear for an hour because I have to help all these customers, and I have to fix all their bikes, and then it turns out you actually didn't learn anything today because someone wasn't by your side to teach it to you.
Despite the difficulties, Rivera and the teens won't give up. Bikes and Roses recently launched a GoFundMe campaign. It has raised about $10,000 so far, which will help the shop survive this summer. Many of the teens still come even without getting paid.
I don't think the atmosphere has changed. It's just, even if we're not working to make money, we're just here for the fun of it. You know, we just love working on bikes and we enjoy doing what we do best.
The teens keep volunteering at the shop, and Rivera is working to raise more funds to help the program get through this difficult phase. 泽奇郭 Loyola News Chicago.
33rd Ward Alderman Deb Mell has also been helping Bikes and Roses to get more funding resources, and she has donated to the program herself. For bike lovers, Bikes and Roses is open from Wednesday to Saturday, 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. It's located on West Lawrence near Kimball.
Well, from Bikes and Roses to lipstick and brushes, here's Isra El-Halawani with today's Loyola News Extra.
Thanks, Julie. You know, people who are interested in makeup, they might find themselves inspired by this next story. Chicago is a city that provides many opportunities. I found out how one Loyola graduate uses the resources that Chicago has to offer by becoming an entrepreneur. Nadia Mahmoud graduated from Loyola last year with a degree in health systems management. Now she has teamed up with her cousin Omi Khan to launch a cosmetic services business called Naomi, which is a combination of Nadia and Omi's first names. Naomi provides services in all things beauty, including hairstylings from brides to models. They could even transform someone into a zombie with theater-style makeup. The business is 6 months old now and started somewhat on accident. The two were guests at a wedding when the makeup artist for the groom's sister didn't show up.
She just kind of told us what she needed done, and we're like, all right, we got this. So then she's like, do you guys do this professionally? We're like, no, not at all, absolutely not.
And there was that light bulb.
Yeah, it was like that light bulb. We're like, oh.
Nadia and Omi say their favorite part of Naomi is to inspire others to turn their passion into a business, like photographers and henna artists.
Look towards for you.
I'm watching people do the things that they were doing inside of their house and not going beyond that. And then I tell them, hey, get on board with Naomi and then make that a dream, make that a reality. And we've done that with people so far.
And the duo does all of this while pursuing careers in the health field. What a lot of Naomi's clients don't know is that Nadia works full-time here at Northwestern Memorial Hospital while attending grad school here. Omi is finishing her last year as a biology major at Benedictine University and works as a pharmacy technician and a full-time medical sales rep. And their goals with Naomi is not just about making money.
We do want to do community service and give back to our people, just like in our neighborhoods and in our schools, just people in need, because we don't want to just be a company that's just sucking up all the money and then just that's it. It's just like glam and fab. No, we want to actually give back.
Besides making their clients more beautiful, they plan on working with schools and organizations to help people who might need it. Loyola teaches about the importance of service, and Naomi hopes to carry on that value with its mission. Isra El-Halawani, Loyola News Chicago. The duo plans to expand their business internationally and are currently negotiating a contract for a destination wedding. And Naomi was recently endorsed by one of the fashion industry's biggest names, Lily Galici. I mean, I don't know about you, but that's pretty impressive for a business that's only 6 months old. And they're so good.
I know, I was watching that. I want them to do my makeup.
I already asked them to do my graduation, but they're busy during the weekdays, so I don't know.
So book in advance, book early.
For sure.
All right, well, thanks, Isra.
In case you missed it this week, 90s fans rejoice as a spin-off sequel to Full House was officially announced. Fuller House will air 13 episodes to Netflix, bringing all the previous cast members to reunite in the first episode. John Stamos, better known as Uncle Jesse, is producing the series, and it will air in 2016. If you wanted to watch Game of Thrones in a local bar setting with other fanatics, you're probably out of luck. HBO has recently cracked down on bar watch parties, as HBO shows cannot be publicly screened. While you're allowed to watch the show with friends, HBO doesn't want you leaving your house and to watch the show at a venue. A few weeks ago, we told you about the Jay-Z's new streaming service called Tidal. However, in the weeks it has been released, it has been a failure. Tidal has plummeted in users, and the app is not even in the iPhone's top 700. Sorry, Jay-Z.
Loyola seniors are getting ready to accept their diplomas, and Hope Selman finds out their future plans.
Graduation is around the corner. We asked Loyola seniors what their favorite memory was during their time here.
I think freshman year, just living in the dorms and having that lounge aspect, so you can always go and find someone to hang out with.
I got to meet people from all over the world whom I never thought in my life I would get the chance to meet.
Studying abroad,
I went to San Sebastian my summer of my junior year.
Whenever I see people that I know or I haven't seen in a long time, or whenever it's Monday and we're just getting back to work, or Friday, or I see people at the library, it's a sense of family, a community.
We also asked students if they had any plans for after they graduate.
Well, I actually studied abroad in Tokyo, so I'm going to probably go back there and teach English and then join the foreign service.
Right now I'm looking for jobs. I want to work in like non-for-profits, that type of thing, in healthcare. And I do want to go back to school.
Ooh, I'm on to my next adventure. Now, I don't know what that is yet, but I know it's going to involve helping a lot of people.
I don't have any immediate plans. I'm just kind of exploring and kind of like figuring out, what do I do with this shiny new degree? You know?
Congratulations to all the Loyola seniors. Don't forget to go forth and set the world on fire. Hope Salmon, Loyola News Chicago.
Graduation ceremonies start Sunday, May 3rd and go through Saturday, May 16th.
We're ending today with a very special video we thought would be appropriate for our last newscast. Modeled after a Ram Truck Super Bowl commercial, God Made a Farmer, Loyola student Jing Su made her own version called God Made Loyola. It's narrated by award-winning journalist Pat Woodward. Take a look.
And on the 8th day, God looked down on his planned paradise and said, I need a university. So God made Loyola. God said, I need a university where people spring out of bed in the morning, rain or shine, and have that zest for life that seemed so intrinsic in early childhood. So God made Loyola. God said, I need a place where people are unsatisfied with the life that has been planned out for us by our parents, teachers, traditions, and societal norms.
Do we want to get Joaquin?
A place that allows people to risk losing a comfortable life for the small hope of achieving something that is more fulfilling. So God made Loyola. I need a place where the same education should be given to everyone. People can use their newfound wisdom to change the little bit of world around us all. A place where people well on the way to becoming the one they want to be have goals and expectations of themselves. A place to make them now aware that their lives have started. So God made Loyola. God said, I need a university where people dare to pick muses from dreams and hug them for real. A university that provides enough happiness to make us sweet, enough trials to make us strong, enough sorrow to keep us human, enough hope to make us happy. A university that makes us grow and more resilient to the aspects of life we have no control over. So God made Loyola. It had to be a university based on the Catholic tradition, but is open to all faiths. A university where people would take the plunge in hopes that in the depths of uncertain future, people debate, compete, laugh, hurt, heal, learn, and mature. A university that fills up our lives with passion and a conceptual dream that wouldn't let us sleep out of pure excitement. So God made Loyola.
Are we saying something?
Bye. That's it for Loyola News Chicago.
And besides being a talented anchor, Lane is also a talented photographer. We end the show with all of us and with one of her videos of Chicago's lakefront. Thanks for watching.
Peace out.